Hello and welcome to this third episode of English User TV. Hello and welcome to episode 3 of English User TV. Today we are going to be focusing on language associated with at the airport, language associated with the airport. The way that you would speak at the airport, some of the phrases and some of the vocabulary that you would use when you're at the airport. So we've got 2 at the airport dialogues. We've also got this week's expression of the week. We've got this week's website of the week, we've got podcast of the week, and of course we've got this week's to-do list. So, let's start the show. Okay, this first dialogue is the dialogue that you would use if you were going to the airport to check in, basically. So we have, in orange on this page, you'll see that in orange we have the words that the check-in clerk is likely to ask you, and the words that you can use are in grey. So these are the kind of words that you're likely to use or hear when you're at the airport. So, good morning. Which flight are you taking today? Good morning. Flight BA123 to London. Can I see your ticket and your passport, please? Now, can I see your ticket and your passport, please? This is very important. The check-in clerk needs to check that, first of all, you're booked on flight BA123. And secondly, he or she needs to check that you are who you say you are. And to do that, they look at your passport. So, can I see your ticket and passport, please? Certainly. Here you are. You can add here you are if you wish. The next question you're likely to be asked is, how many bags are you checking in? How many bags are you checking in? Now, this means the bags that you want to be carried in the hold, H-O-L-D, of the aeroplane. These are not the bags that you will take on board with you. These are your suitcases, if you like. Your suitcases, your big bags. So how many bags are you checking in? Usually most airports will say you're allowed only 1, but in some cases you can carry 2. So how many bags are you checking in? Just this one. Did you pack the bag yourself? Yes. Okay. Did you pack the bag yourself? They ask you, why do they ask you this question? Well, they ask you this question for security. If somebody else, a stranger or somebody you don't know very well, packed your bag, they might put something in the bag that is illegal. And of course, nobody wants you to get into serious trouble when you're traveling to another country. So they ask this question, did you pack the bag yourself? And it's very important for you to know what is inside your bag, because you could be stopped at any time. So, did you pack your bag yourself? And hopefully you will be able to answer that question, yes. Okay, let's move on to the vocabulary. Okay, the vocabulary this week is a little bit different from what we normally do. Normally I take words from the dialogue and give you their meanings. I've done that already this time. What I want to do is just give you some other expressions or questions that you will be asked when you are checking in at the airport. One of the questions that you will be asked is, have you left your bags unattended anywhere? Again, this is a security question designed to make sure that nobody has put anything illegal, anything that's not allowed, into your bag. So they ask you this question for security reasons. So, have you left your bags unattended anywhere? Okay, the next one. Do you have any luggage? Do you have any hand luggage? Or do you have any carry-on bags? Now, these days with the security situation, you are usually only allowed to carry one bag onto the aircraft. Now, this is the bag that you carry your books in, your glasses in, your medicine if you're carrying medicine, and your MP3 player if you're carrying, or even your notebook computer, your laptop computer. So, do you have any luggage? Do you have any carry-on bags? A very, very, very important question. Generally speaking, you are only allowed to carry one. And so be very careful. Don't try and carry too many of these bags. You're usually only allowed to carry one. The next question that you are likely to be asked is, has anyone given you anything to take on board? To take on board. Take on board means take onto the aircraft, onto the aeroplane. So has anyone given you anything to take on board? Again, this is a security question. Again, they don't want you to be carrying something that is illegal. So, has anyone given you anything to take on board? Okay, let's move on to the next part of this week's show. Okay, this is our website of the week for this week. Episode 3's website of the week, if you like. This week we are featuring www.englishclub.com, and this website, as in most English learning websites, is full of vocabulary, grammar exercises, reading exercises, listening exercises, and so much more. And of course, there is features on TOEIC, TOEFL, and ESL English. So check it out, www.englishclub.com, a really, really good site to help you learn English. And I'm sure that if you check that out this week, you will find some really, really useful things on that website. So there you go, this week's website of the week, www.englishclub.com. Okay, dialogue 2, again, at the airport. Okay, dialogue 2 of at the airport. Here we go. This time we're going to be looking at what to do when you're asked the question about where you would like to sit. So is it possible to have a window seat? Now, window seat is, as it suggests, right up against the window. Alternatively, you could have an aisle seat, and an aisle seat leads you into the walkway where the flight attendants walk up and down and where you use to go to the toilet. So if you prefer an aisle seat so that you can go to the bathroom or to the toilet whenever without disturbing other people, then change this dialogue to, is it possible to have an aisle seat? Okay, flight attendant? The check-in clerk is likely to ask you, yes it is. Or likely to tell you, I should say, yes it is. There will then be a pause while they tap in some buttons on the computer, and then they will say, here is your boarding card and ticket. Now, your boarding card is a very, very important card. The boarding card contains the information that you need to know about your seat number and